Namaste, welcome to Arthaniti, where we discuss money and money matters to help you in your investing decisions. Today, we dive deep into the fundamentals of Bharti Airtel, the telecom giant which has been in news lately. Their quarter three results are out, and the stock has seen some movement. Is it a good time to invest? Is the stock a good investment option from a long term perspective? Well, to study that, we will analyze their financials, their growth potentials, industry outlook, risk, and what experts have to say about it. So, let's begin. Let us look at the quarter three results which were announced last week. Now, net profit has jumped a whooping 505% year on year basis to reach 14,781 crore rupees compared to 2,442 crores last year. Revenue grew to by 19% year on year basis to reach 45,129 crore rupees. When it comes to average revenue per user, ARPU, which is an important matrix in the telecom sector, it rose to 245 rupees from 208 rupees last year. Now, this is amongst the highest in the telecom sector companies in India. They have also added 4.95 million customers with mobile data consumption per user climbing to nearly 24.5 GB per month. Now, this huge jump in net profit is driven by tariff hike, subscriber addition, and one time gain from consolidation of Indus Towers. The revenue of the company has shown a healthy increase. Net profit exceeds estimates, and ARPU, the average revenue per user, has shown good improvement. What does this mean? It means the company is not only gaining new customers, but it is getting more revenue from each of those customers. This is a good sign. Now, let us go beyond the headlines and concentrate on the fundamentals. It is very important that we check under the hood to see if this growth is sustainable. Here are some pointers to ponder on. Have a look at their debt situation. Their debt to equity ratio stands at 2.62, which is higher, but telecom companies generally have higher debt due to the large investments they have to make in telecom infrastructure. What has been the debt situation with Bharti Airtel? Has it been on an increasing parameter, or has it been decreasing over time? Well, checking out the historical numbers, the debt has actually been coming down. The company cut its net debt by nearly $1 billion for the year leading up to August 2024. The net debt decreased from 1.58 trillion rupees at the end of September 2023 to 1.46 trillion rupees at the end of September 2024. Their net debt to EBITDA ratio has also improved from 2.5 a year ago to 1.8 in Q3 FY25. Secondly, let us have a look at the free cash flows. Now, for Q3 FY 2025, the company recorded free cash flows of about 9,440 crore rupees compared to 6,980 crores for the same period last year. So, this reflects a good 35% rise year on year basis. On one hand, the debt has been reducing, and on the other hand, the cash flows has been increasing, which gives a company a good advantage of not relying on external debt but fulfilling its infrastructure or capex obligations from its own revenue that is generated. Airtel's EBITDA rose by 24% year on year basis to touch 24,480 crore rupees. Their subscriber growth is robust at 414 million and has a premium postpaid segment with nearly 25.3 million users. Now, the ARPU, which I have already told you about, which stands at 245 rupees per user for Airtel, compare this with Jio's 203 per user and Vodafone's 161 rupees per user, which shows that Airtel has a premium customer base. Next, let us have a look into the promoter holding in the company. Are the promoters increasing their stake in the company, or are they decreasing their stake? Well, this shows the future performance of the company and the promoter confidence in their own business. As of December 2024, the promoter holding in Bharti Airtel reduced but marginally to stand at 53.11% from 53.14% in September 2024. The percentage for March 2024 stood at 53.48%. So, marginal decrease in promoter holdings since March 2024. What do analysts recommend for this stock? Well, many analysts are bullish about Airtel. CLSA gives an outperform rating with a target of 1860. Motilal Oswal has also set a target of 1890. UBS is a more conservative, has given a more conservative target with a neutral rating and a target price of 1705. But if you see the overall consensus, it strongly favors buy given the good ARPU and reduction in debt by Airtel. Many analysts are of the opinion that this should be a strong performer when it comes to companies in the telecom sector. When we are studying Airtel, it is very important that we do not ignore some of the factors that affect the telecom sector in general. Now, firstly, ARPU, the average revenue per user, is an important matrix which directly impacts the profitability of the company. Now, Airtel has the highest ARPU in the industry, standing at 245 rupees per user. Secondly, spectrum cost. High spectrum cost impact the margins of the company and strain their finances. Airtel is heavily invested in 5G. Thirdly, government regulations regarding spectrum and tariffs can have an impact on the company's profitability. And the 5G rollout, where Airtel is so heavily invested, is a game changer for data consumption and enterprise services. Airtel is well positioned, but it faces stiff competition from Jio. What does the future look for Airtel? Well, I see lot many growth opportunities. Firstly, the 5G rollout, where Airtel is so heavily invested. This will not only improve the connectivity but also enable new revenue streams through enterprise solutions and Internet of Things. Next, digital services. Airtel is expanding its offerings in digital services such as cloud solutions, cybersecurity, and entertainment. This diversification can reduce its reliance on traditional telecom services. Thirdly, it is expanding in rural markets. There is a significant potential for growth in rural areas in India where mobile penetration is quite low. Airtel is focusing on these areas and expanding its networks and services in this region. Now, in my opinion, if Airtel executes 5G rollout well, it will and continues to innovate in its digital services, it has a bright future. No investment is without risk. Now, here are some challenges that Airtel face. Well, the telecom sector in India is highly competitive with dominant players like Jio. Airtel needs to continuously innovate and offer competitive pricing to its customers to retain and attract new customers. Secondly, there are regulatory risk with changes in government policies and regulations which can negatively impact the company's margins. Thirdly, technology disruptions. With the rate at which new technology is evolving, this could disrupt the telecom sector. Airtel needs to stay ahead of the curve and adapt to these changes. And the high debt burden, which is a common in this industry, needs to be managed well and effectively to avoid any financial distress that the company may face. So, is Bharti Airtel a good investment option? Well, their quarter three results have definitely been encouraging. They have a good growth potential in 5G and digital services, but the company has its own share of risk. If you are planning to invest in this company, I advise that you do your own research, check your risk tolerance, the time frame that you want to invest for, approach a financial advisor to better align your investment decisions with your financial goals. If you have liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more such informative content. Until next time, stay safe, goodbye, and happy investing.